Mr. Young, the school got an assistant on IMOI, a memorandum of agreement, and they got a little thing. So I don't know if the next party might win and what will happen. It didn't concern me, but they could lost that too because it was made with one group of people. And all of that is probably could come. But we don't want to deal with that now. What we want to deal with is exciting all the activists. And I don't want to hear about who is gang, who ain't gang, and what gang you're from. I want the gang, the activists, and them, everybody, take part. Take part in identifying your neighbor problem. Take part in identifying if the children in your community eating. Protect the young women in our community. Protect the young men in our community. That is what we have to do. And I want to also thank Mr. C.J. Williams and Quantum Legal for helping us to do our registration. And we have been working with him in various areas, and he has been working with us to help us pull through this mission. So people, Imam Yassin asked for this. I am 75 years now. I don't know how...
75 years young.
Yes, I don't know how long I'll be able to carry it, but believe me, there will be young people who are strong enough to continue the work that we plan to do. It's a plan. It is nothing that is happening yet. Right now, we're repairing the dormitory, and that dormitory is to hold 24 youths for the last 30 years. For the last 30 years, we used to take youths off the streets, send them to school. Some of them did well, some of them turned into businessmen. Some died, some ended up in jail. It was part of all of that. But we did our best with the youths that we have, and we have a few of them. That is due to the mosque at that time. But defenders of the poor and the oppressed, the dormitory will be established in memory of Imam Yassin Abu Bakr. That is one of the main things.
Yeah,
and
so if you have just joined us, let me just play the promo for you. This is what you're listening to: Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed.
Thank you.
Tune in to Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed every Thursday from 1 p.m. as we amplify the voices of those who need it most. Our program dives deep into the struggles of the marginalized communities, shining a light on issues that often go unheard. Get the information and inspiration you need to make a difference. Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed, where hope meets action. Every Thursday from 1 p.m. only on WACK 90.1 FM and all WACK platforms.
And in studio we have the administrator of DOPO, Mr. Loris Balak.
Yeah, so, sister, what is happening is that today, I missed today I'm sitting here and I want to tell you this. When I came into the studio today, I was a little bit weak. I missed the walking in here on Wednesdays, those days with the Imam. I missed that. I used to give him, when we coming up the stairs, I used to tell him, I say, "What, you can't run up."
Yeah, a little flashback.
Yes, today I had a serious flashback, and it did touch me because, we came here at that time, and he was voicerous in explaining to what will come today. And we seen what he has said will happen if we doesn't take action to change that. And the action cannot come from the politicians, it must come from the people. The politicians is a group of people that, get together to do things. And I'm not ashamed to say it, and everybody won the Treasury key for 5 years. Everybody won the keys of the Treasury for 5 years.
Why?
Well, because it have things in there. Our resources have not been distributed. Look at, for instance, in Guyana, they get oil boom now, right? The people get 100K. I mean, in Guyanese money, it ain't much, right? But they get 100K.
They got something.
They got something. And I mean, that whoever did it will remain a very popular person in the eyesight of the poor and the oppressed.
Yeah.
They will remain saying, well, the government still try to do something. We get our oil boom in this country, and all the boom we get was Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Boom, boom.
Yes.
We get that.
Well, folks, we open up the line if you wish to call. Remember, the numbers are 652-4901, and if you're calling from the U.S., 1-786-292-2789.
Yeah, so we wish that people partake, advise, give advice, show us ways that we can alleviate the poverty in our communities, alleviate the crime in our communities, and create some form of discipline with our youths and give them something that they can live on and move on with without having to kill each other. Because, sometimes when I hear the killings of this one kill 5, kill 6, 2 kill 3, and they're going down the road, I just wonder if these fellas or if these men, young men like myself in times gone by, could really identify the real enemy of our country. The real enemy of this country is those who control our finances, They are the ones, And if you look around, just look around you might see a big sign. Look around. All the plans and things they have. Just now they want to privatize the prison. I mean, listen. People, it is time that we get up, wake up, start to work. And don't depend on the police. And same time now we're talking about the police is bandit and the police is that. Listen, I am vexed with the police if there is bandit because the corruption starts from upstairs. They don't hold nobody when they corrupt. They read a budget every year in this country. They read a budget for us. They'll tell you what they do with the last one. You ever hear they ever tell you what project was finished, how much was spent? The other day I said to someone, I said, I have more respect for a man who will pull a gun and rob me my wallet or take my vehicle, do anything he wants. I have respect for him. He said, but what kind of stupidness you saying? I said, I'm telling you. I said, because that fella taking a risk to come to rob me. Secondly, he had to run from the police because I might identify him and he had to run. That fella taking a risk. And then what about if I start looking for him for the rest of my life for robbing me something now? He had to hide. But the politicians, I mean, I don't know, are saying, and hear the words I'm using here, I ain't talking about UNC and PNM, The politicians have a way of doing their business differently. Their robbery takes place in a larger sum. Because with a politician getting his share, the cut or whatever it is, all they do is call the secretary and say, Mr. Ramsam, here's Mr. Somebody is here, bring the contract, they stamp it up, bam, 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 he gives it a signature. And then his bagman collects the nice part of it and bring back to them. If you don't believe me, well then you're not in Trinidad. You're living in Guam. You're lost.
So let me ask you, will DOPO be based in Palo Seco?
Well, that is where the main office and the dormitory will be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will be our main office. When the organization was formed, I tried to get a place in Port of Spain, but here was the name of the organization, Defenders of the Poor and the Oppressed. And I want to tell you this, is the poor have to defend the poor. Don't tell yourself no rich man coming to defend no poor. The poor have to defend the poor. And we couldn't pay a rent in Port of Spain to open an office or thing. And then what we want to do was to store things for people, and the storage area where that cost us, we couldn't afford it. So we choose to reform the office in Palo Seco, and we choose to reform the dormitory, which is active still. We have about 5 brothers staying there still under the conditions. But we start to repair, and we need little materials and so forth, and need labor and thing, and lots of little things have to be done still before we have a grand opening of in the memory of Imam Yassin Abu Bakr. So the building itself, the dormitory, will be in memory of Imam Yassin Abu Bakr. I'll tell you why. I've been around the Jamaat for the last 40 years. And what I have seen have been done by him and brothers is that we always look after the street. We always take things off the street, try to reform it, make it better, and we did that. It didn't have much gang thing. It had a smart man thing among the youth of them. One was smarter than the next one wanted to fly up on him and do him this and do him that. I have seen gangs and whatever it is called, gangs or groups and things, come into the Jamaat, and in the presence of Imam Yassin Abu Bakr, when he finished, talk to them. I saw all of them hugged, and tears in some cases came out of their eye because they were doing each other things that they're not supposed to do each other. We are one people, one set of people, children. Why you had a plan to kill your friend? But the thing is now that killing has become a business. and kidnapping a picking back up too. That is another business that is coming in.
Yeah, Christmas Carnival.
Yes. As the time come around, people is going to get snapped. But listen, how are we going to stop that? Could the police stop it? Could the politicians stop it? No, 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 no. We the people, we who own Trinidad and Tobago must take ownership of it and take charge of the country. The politicians is just our employees, and we must make them answerable. Because I will ask the people in this coming election, what you're voting for? What you're voting for? Who you're voting for doesn't matter to me. But what you're voting for in the first place, my great-grand, my grand, all of them vote. And what we have today, look at this, look at the state of this society. We come like a lost state now. Now we want to jail a man who come and take some pictures and showing us what we really have on our hands. They want to put the poor man in jail. Eh? I want to say, and one other thing too, that I would like to say is that I want to send my condolences to the Pope family in Palo Seco yesterday for Brother Alfred who was buried. And I want to also send my condolences to all the homes in this country had lost their children. I want to send condolences to the people that had their children murdered and the families that are suffering now with their ones in the hospital trying to recover. I want to say, may God Almighty be with you all and with them. This is what DOPO is about. It's not about party, it's not about race, it's not about religion, it's about truth. We live in this country and we have to determine in what direction it goes, not the politicians. Politicians will come for us in 2024, might get an announcement of the date. We're going to see a lot of platforms, a lot of hampers, and the 10 days has already started back. And a lot of things will start back to give the people some butter around them out. It's, but butter and no bread for a couple of weeks, a couple of months of your campaign wouldn't solve the problem of crime, poverty, and lack of education in this country. Because our educational system needs to be reformed. Our educational system needs to be reformed. And it must be reformed in a way that we can give our youths discipline. For instance, DOPO will be looking after these areas where you have 16,000 children might write CXC, 15, 20,000 children write in CXC, and 5,000 come out with full academic qualification. Ask yourself what we're doing with the 11,000 children aged 17. What you're doing with them? We're waiting for 1 year to give them the opportunity to vote, right? So when they're 18, they could vote. But during 17 and 16 years, they leave the school, they finish right, they fail. So what about, I'm talking about those who fail, But what about those who qualified and can't get a job in this country? And now you're talking about making police Spanish. Listen, somebody going crazy here. Somebody forget something that the people could rise up. I have seen the people rise up in 70. I have seen the people rise up in 76. I have seen the people rise up in 1990 in a harsh way. They didn't come on the streets. They went to the businesses to take out the foods. When I was in the prison in the prison in here during 1991, a child write a letter to me. I think they was picking names like on the papers to write and say thanks, whatever, and give us hope that they didn't hang us or whatever. And the child says, Mister, I want to thank you plenty for, and hope you come out, and you could see the child write it with her own hands, and the English was well spoken. I hope when you come out, you remember that we pray for you. During this time, mommy get plenty cheese and food, Hey! I felt good because I know who lost the food. It was no poor man who was losing food. It's poor people who was roughing food. Though we didn't condone nothing like that. It was clearly said by the Imam, do not loot and do not mash up the place. But the people was on high. They felt and they felt the pressure of the NAR government and whatever have you. And some people might say, well, what did Imam do and what did Jamaat do? Well, there was a policewoman that saw certain officers of the government I wouldn't call the name here today. Right. But in the Piaco VIP room with a quantity of cocaine. Now, them three politicians didn't have no cocaine. Them don't deal in cocaine. But you know who cocaine it was? They were moving it out for them. She opened them out. She went to the commissioner. He said, I the boss and them. And she came to the Jamaat and make a statement and told us all that had happened, and also told us that a special branch friend told her that they will kill her. And very much they put her on a mock exercise where you're not supposed to have live ammunition, and she was shot in the head. So we understand that the politicians could be involved in things too, and having people we know, and we can't condemn everybody and say, well, everybody is the same. But the thing is that we must be able to choose whom we want to represent us, not who they send to represent us. That is the thing about party politics. They're taking a man from Tunapuna and sending him to address you in Palaseco. And what he know about Palaseco, people he knows, what it is, just a party group. And one of the things bad in this country, the present state is that the party groups in various areas controls the community center. So you cannot have an open door to the community center. You have to go through a big thing. And we have one inside Beach Camp, inside Palaseco Settlement, where it's called Sobo. Well, that one is a monument now. I see nothing happens there. I think the only thing that is do is they say anniversaries and weddings. We don't have a sewing machine there to teach a young woman how to sew a dress. We don't have a little shop inside of that area where a man could come and teach a youth how to fix a fan, how to fix something to make $1. We don't have that. That is not the system we have. We have that as a monument, and we have a big savannah. No support for the youths in the community. I can't do it anymore because I'm a pensioner. So it really hard. It really hard. And the people have to get up. So we're looking to seek 2 people in every community to make contact with us. And we want to have this symposium where we can determine what we do from here. One of the things we must do is the statistical report of every home that is going through problems. We don't want to be giving out hamper because we don't want to vote. In the first place, I feel it red hard still, but we have to open my account because you have an organization. So we're going to do it, but I personally will not be part of that banking system. We'll have other people who will be part of that system, I remain away from it.
Yes, remember, you can call in at 652-4901 or 1786-292-2789 to chat with Mr. Balak, the administrator of Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed. Or you can WhatsApp him at 381-5091. They could also WhatsApp you or call you. All right,
Yes,
so that
no
number is
problem.
available to you as well.
So this is really the introduction to what the Imam wanted. We have put it in place. We have found some ideas to make it run. And the thing is that when we ask him, what is the watchword for Dopo? He said, do what you had to do. So I said, why you didn't just say, by any means necessary? He said, there is somebody else saying. Do what you have to do. So we're trying to do what we have to do. We don't know what it will take. We don't know what action we might have to take to identify the problems of our country and our youths and the poor. Because the most painful thing is to see a child gets up in the morning in a home and doesn't have a tea or a piece of bake or something to eat. I have a son, he eats healthy. And when I see him eat, he don't throw away anything, so I don't have to bother at him, because even long ago, if you throw away food, your mother used to say, somebody else want that,
Yeah, somebody hungry.
You're telling you straight, somebody else want that. So, but the thing is that people of Trinidad and Tobago have not to move away from the political party and think, you could believe in Mr. Rowley, you could believe in Miss Kamla, you could do what you have to do. That is your business. But what we want you to do is to identify with us those who under strain and under the level of poverty.
Right, so you're collating information right now. So you want people to contact you?
Yeah, well, we want people in various communities to do the same thing for us and for themselves, to bring information on the homes that need it. So when we start to collect things, we could call them, if they live in Toko, we could call them and tell them, well, now, there are so much of people, they come down and look, Mr. Massey and them give us 20 bags of rice for the month. They give us 20 bags of flour. Come and make up some of your hampers and carry it for the people who need it. That is what we're looking at. We're not looking at you coming and taking money and throwing it there and saying, dies for Balak and dies for... No. I tell you, I want to be in the bank.
And hampers will just be one aspect of it.
Yeah, well, hampers will be one aspect of it. We're looking now at the social issues. If you have a house with... All right, let me tell you something. There are a house with one grandmother who collects a pension. Good? In that house, she has a granddaughter with 2 children. The man in jail. Here, good?
They're calling some low numbers there, though, because I know it's a lot more.
Wait, I just telling you of what I am aware of.
Yeah.
So you have 2 grandchildren, and you have one now that just came out of school, and grandma pension is $3,500 a month. I just get mine. So I know it ain't going too far. Because when they finish pay the light bill, and she start to send them 2 children which she granddaughter have to school, and the granddaughter not working, she's a single mother now, and you have a son who in the house didn't get a full certificate, he can't even apply for a job. What it is you expect in a home like that? Hustle. The word here is hustle, and before I leave I wanted to play Stalin tune Hustlers for me. Hustlers, they know no race. Yeah. Because that is about it. We want to be able to identify. So when we take a move and make a movement to take any action, we sure that we identify the problems. And if those who in charge don't want to hear, well, we won't say they will feel, but they will see. Mr. Andrew Williams was supposed to be here with me from Port of Spain. I told you that he had an emergency. And we want to thank again C.J. Williams and Quantum for guiding us on the path to get this movement going.
How long you started now?
Well, we only registered, let me see, an age catching up with you here. Let's have to make sure you go back. We were registered on the 21st of November, 2022. So on the 21st of November, 2024, we will be 2 years registered. So we are not on an illegal point. We are not just coming off the road and saying we're ready to go war. And no, that's not part of it. We want to do the identification first. Identify the problems in our communities. And we are going to go on the streets. I want to say this. We are going on the streets. We are trying to see if we could get some jerseys and things, but all of that will come, inshallah. God bless.
Okay. I have a call coming in here. Good afternoon, your life.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Joe.
Hi, Stephen?
Yeah.
Yes, my dear. Go ahead.
So let me just give you, good afternoon, Mr. Bala.
Good day, sister.
I need to give you the correct name of the tune is
Sufferers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite
I have
so.
it already. I have it already.
That's right. Sufferers, yes. Okay, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
All right,
Stephen.
thanks very much.
Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who pays. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know
Where the next food coming from.
And this is so true, eh?
It is.
Food first and everything else after. Belly
Anything
had to be
after,
full.
belly full, because if your belly is full, you can't talk to nobody.
Exactly.
They're not listening to you.
Yep. Yeah.
So this is where we try to say, so this is where we at. Yes.
hear them running them out.
Well, you just hear them.
It have a whole set of people. Don't care what they talking about.
Yes. That's my real brother Stalin.
Someone living
Black
happy,
himself.
and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place.
Well, this makes it very clear. Sufferers shouldn't really even think about who like which political party. Because sufferers they have their own party, and the name of that party is Sufferers. See trouble? And it brings us to another level of what is happening. The discipline of our children starts with education. And the education starts from home. But we were told by a particular government that we no longer could scold our children, and we no longer could use corporal punishment. Now, everybody say that is a good thing because you have some parents that overdo it. Yeah, it might have that.
Yep, but that's not punishment, that's abuse.
Abuse, yeah. But punishments could be done physically and otherwise. Because if you have a child and it tell it, don't climb here and it going to break the foot, what you do? You have to hit the child a little swipe or something and say, don't do that. Now, they say that wrong. You can't swipe, you can't do, the teacher can't think. A long time they used to get benching in school, you know. They used to put you over the desk and roll you behind with some whip.
Which was excessive.
Eh?
Which would have been
It was excessive, and some teachers didn't like you just so neither, and they used to put a little more, you used to know when they're going up for you, they used to raise the hand higher. So the thing is that was not the way to do things. But let me tell you something. I have an idea that, not my idea, it was always an idea of, and they call it communism. People quick to say, well, you know, I come from a communist background because I was around men like George Weeks and all of them, and people like MacLeod and them, and everybody was communism because we had ties to Cuba, Russia, and all these places. But I want to tell you something. When a young man leaves school at the age of 16, 17, I feel that you should deploy him into places like the army, the medical system, the fire services, the health service, the agricultural. Next week we'll talk that next week about agriculture. Yes, we go deal with
That's
that.
a big topic.
Yeah, that's a big one. And we're talking about you need to get the child to be disciplined. Now, if when a child make the age of 16 years, you give him a little stipend, that's for him to travel and get something to eat or wherever he is, or he could stay on the camp, but you send him in the army or send him by the fire service. In there, they have a time to get up. They have a time to wake.
Discipline.
Discipline starts there because the teacher can't teach you no discipline in school except some words, some numbers, and that is his business to give you. But real discipline starts when you have to get up at a certain hour, get your bath, stand up in a line. That will bring our children, but I tell you what, you know, America will say, and you know, let me tell you something. America ain't stopped doing that yet, you know. They ain't stopped doing that, you know. When you reach the age, they could pull you in, you know. Especially if the war starts, they will pull in all your children and get it.
And the male species.
Well, it's the male they want. Yeah. So the thing is that the children need something, those who did not. And we had, years ago, we had formed the youth camps. Mismanagement today crash. Mismanagement. Government mismanagement. I ain't blaming nobody but the people who sponsor and put their money into it.
So you think those youth camps had worked?
If it had worked,
Okay.
lady, I can take you to Shogunas now and show you a young man who went to a youth camp. He's renting a place in Shogunas and he's selling electrical parts. He also has 2 vehicles and he does house wiring, and he's now a licensed electrician with other youths. So it worked. But it also take the child wanting to do it.
Well, this is the next thing. We
Ye-
could put in programs. I know of people who have been on programs and no better off.
We know that.
It's just a
We know that.
sad-
That is why I talk about the getting up on mornings for 6, 5 in the morning, get your bath and go to school. We have places in the army that men that be doing mechanical and all kind of thing. And if they really fix and give some mechanic, we ain't going to buy so much police vehicles we're packing up around them police station and rotting. You understand? And today we in a bad state. We charging police now for killing people. Army men, they say robbing people. They say people getting kidnapped. And listen, something I really always ask myself, when they allowed, well, it was Gary Griffith and Alexander, when they allowed people to wear, police to start to wear camouflage uniforms, it was like putting imposters on the public of this country, or trying to dwindle down something that you are real, because a policeman has the authority to arrest a person. The army have the position to defend this country, if we have an army, because I think we have about 3 warships. I don't know how much we have right now, and I don't know if we still building our nuclear warhead yet. So, because we might have to defend ourselves just the way things going. I also like to pay tribute to Mr. George Michael Chambers, as a black man and as a one who thinks this way. That in 1983 tell the United States, do not stay in this country. I respect him as the Prime Minister with the most gall in this country. He said to the US, you cannot come to Trinidad and stage any form of invasion on Grenada. After that, boy, listen, they went for Chambers. Yeah, the US and the CIA. They call him dunce, stupid, all sort of thing. But you know what? He stood up. And when we're talking about the politicians in the Caribbean here, now, let me ask you something, sister. Answer me. Where we CARICOM dollar? Where is our CARICOM dollar? We have CARICOM nation. And I want to big up the Prime Minister of Barbados, Rhea Motley. I want to big her up today. Straightforward and not afraid to say what she wants to say.
Yeah.
I appreciate that lady. And I know that the world is seeing what she's doing. But what we have, the rest of them, most of them are just what they call those in the handbags of Europe, the United Nations, NATO, and all of them. We in the handbag. But that will soon come to an end with BRICS on its way. With BRICS on its way and gold involved, things might change for us here. But this is what DOPO is about, and we are now inviting people to get involved, to come to the platform with us, and we are going to be doing community meetings. We're going to bring our lawyers, we're going to bring people to talk to the youths, and see in what way we could direct them, and how we could get the state to start spending our money in the right direction to save Trinidad and Tobago from crime and violence. So,
Tune in to Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed every Thursday from 1 p.m. as we amplify the voices of those who need it most. Our program dives deep into the struggles of the marginalized communities, shining a light on issues that often go unheard. Get the information and inspiration you need to make a difference. Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed, where hope meets action. Every Thursday from 1 p.m. only on WACK 90.1 FM and all WACK platforms.
yes, so what I'm saying is that we have a lot of work to do still. Right now we're in the stage of repairing our place. We're trying to put it together. We're trying to expand whatever little we have and whatever we could get help from, like material-wise, to finish the place. Labor, anybody who could do electrician, if anybody could do plumbing, we wanted to come and give us little estimates of things that we could do. And we should be able to reach somewhere that before probably the end of this year we might be completed, and we could accept at least 24 youths off the streets and see where we can go with them, and try to create a better society for our children and our grandchildren that is here already. So we need to come together, and we are asking the public to understand. And on this program, we will have various interviewers. People will come and be interviewed by you all. So we will be bringing the man from the street too, who's suffering. He will come and tell you his problems and what it is happening in his community. What is the main sustenance in his community? Because right in Beach Camp, you know, Mr. Cummins did some work down there through MIT, and very, very sad to say, very few people in the community before Beach Camp in Palaseco got any jobs, got any assistance. One man fell and broke his hip or his foot, and I don't think they ever even played back that. But anyhow, that ain't now. So what we want to deal with is, do not come with your projects and make sure that the people in the community eat. It have other things next week, please God. I will let you know as we go along. So at this point, as I got 9 more minutes as I see, I want to play that 9 more minutes of my brother. Yes, and poverty is hell.
Line up waiting on wonder.
So thank you for having me this afternoon, and thank you, Sister D, for giving me the opportunity to speak out. And I want to let the people know that we expect them to take part, question us, and we are going to be bringing people to be interviewed. I will also try to get my lawyer to come to the program one day, Mr. Williams, and he too will talk, because he's one of the persons into that civil defense of people in this country. Right.
Well, this is DOPO, Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed. Remember, you can reach Mr. Balak at 381-5091. If you want to get involved, they need help. What help you need again?
Well, the help we need is to get people to start to do the research, start to do the things in their community and telling us and identifying the homes that have the needs. That is what we want. We don't want nobody to come and say, Mr. Balak, we have food home today. No. We don't want it so. We want the people, at least 2 people in every community, get your documents, get a pen and a piece of paper, take down all the information that you know you need to take down in a home. Bring it. And next week, please God, you will have more numbers to call to get involved. You can call various numbers with other people to get involved. I have not asked them their permission if to give their numbers on the program, and you know, some people are very funny about giving out their numbers. So we must be careful with that. So once I get their permission from the guy from the north, from the people in the south, central, we will be able to identify. But in the meantime, you can WhatsApp DOPO, or you WhatsApp me at 381-5091, and we will communicate with you so that we can have meetings and we will be able to start to get the thing going. But one of the things I want the businessmen to know, we are going to write you letters. We are going to show you the needs. Because I want to tell you, there's a grocery by me in Palaseco. Chinese run it. And the amount of people that be standing up outside of that grocery and can't go in the grocery because they don't have funds to buy. Yeah, I see it already. And they stand outside there and they will ask you, and all over it happens. By the bank, you see people begging, you know. You see people begging by the groceries. We have it, but we want to avoid making more of it. I think that is it, you know. We can't eradicate what we have. Life and time will take care of that. But we have to stop trying to add to that in some way. So, sister, I want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity this afternoon to introduce DOPO and tell you how it was formed and who formed it.
Yes.
Because basically it is Imam Yassin Abu Bakr that asked us to do this. And he said that it is not a religious organization, it is not a political organization, but it is a people's organization that will represent the people who don't have. That is about it.
Right.
So I thank you very much, and I wish that you continue playing good calypsos as you always have done. And I want to compliment yourself and your staff for making the culture of Trinidad and Tobago heard and keeping it alive.
Thank you so much. So thank you for coming in to give us that little intro to the group. And you can expect every Thursday at 1 p.m. Mr. Balak will be here with some special guests at times, and you can feel free to call and share and make your suggestions. So thank you, Mr. Balak.
Thank you, Sister D, and we God bless you, and God bless TNT, and pray to God that we don't have more than, well, we don't reach 500. Let us not look for 600 before the end of this year. Please, stop it. Thanks, sir.
Tune in to Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed every Thursday from 1 p.m. as we amplify the voices of those who need it most. Our program dives deep into the struggles of the marginalized communities, shining a light on issues that often go unheard. Get the information and inspiration you need to make a difference. Defenders of the Poor and Oppressed, where hope meets action. Every Thursday from 1 p.m. only on WACK 90.1 FM and all WACK platforms.
Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who pays. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know
where the next food coming from.
So it's now 1:56 p.m. We have the 2 o'clock news update coming up shortly. Remember, I will be here with you until 3 p.m. And then Desmond and Tony comes in.
That's one for all them racists. That's one for the racists.
Good afternoon, your life.
Good afternoon,
Yeah, hi.
Diane. How are you?
Hi, Dancer Boy. How are you?
I can't call it DJ Copybook anymore. I heard you 20 minutes before this guy came on while I was traveling.
Yes.
And I hear him saying, well, I can't call, I'll be out of place. Fast. And out of place to call it DJ Copyboy anymore. You've been giving us some nice tunes. I love the one with the, the black coffee and the
Black coffee in the White House. Well, that was for all you. That's for all you.
Yes, yeah, I know. But I want to send out condolences to my lady friend in Point, Helen in Vance River.
Okay.
The Vance River, and her nephew here, her son here, my very good friend, Cliff Allen, on the passing of her grandson and his nephew, Kern Neptune. He died in New York. Okay, so I want to extend condolences to the family.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dancer Boy.
Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from.
In the heart of Eden.
WACK Radio 90.1 FM and WACK.tv are diving deep into the heart of our culture. With the most powerful message calypsos of this season.
All you're hearing from those in authority, boasting how they're going to boost the economy, yet so many of us live in poverty.
Join us as we celebrate the stories, the laughter, the critiques, and the soul of our nation to the voices of our Calypsonians.
All who want to see me retire are all but I'm kicking butt and still spitting fire. All but like a truck with the engine up there.
Nowhere else but on WACK 90.1 FM.
Just like Rose Nelson Knockage, still good move and singing in pitch. Look, friend, don't get me in a rage. Still good.
On WACK 90.1 FM. This is News Pulse 901 to 2 p.m., bringing you the latest in news, sports, culture, and more in just 60 seconds. In the headlines.
Good afternoon, I'm Cohen Bonnie and welcome to WACK 901 FM News Pulse update to 2 p.m. The tugboat Solo Creed, which was responsible for causing a major oil spill in Tobago in February this year, has been arrested by Trinidad and Tobago officials in Angola. A High Court judge wants the courts, particularly the summary courts, to be reopened for full in-person services. Acting Prime Minister Stuart Young said refineries are closing globally as leaders decide there is no money in refining. Regionally, 19 local rice millers of Ghana on Wednesday received outstanding payments to the tune of $1.5 billion from rice shipped to Panama in 2018. Internationally, the leaders of the Commonwealth grouping of nations met on Thursday ahead of a summit in the South Pacific nation of Samoa. And that's a look at WACK 901 FM News Pulse update to 2 p.m.
Just change the mood to Christmas a bit. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
And how are you, Miss Phyllis?
I am good, I'm good. How are you doing?
Miss Dulcie.
Yes, Miss Dulcie.
You all right?
I am fine.
Well, you know, when I hear your voice, I just feel a little more right, so I call you.
Oh, all right.
And as much as I on the air, I'm saying happy birthday to one of my sons today. It's his birthday.
Of course, go ahead.
And happy birthday to him. I wish he lived many to see the other birthdays are coming. So we have you today. We feeling good, man.
Yes, all right. Thank you.
How is Christmas good, man? You?
Good. You have a blessed day.
So I could pass then?
No, sure.
All
right, take care.
You have a blessed day, safe journey home.
Thank you.
What I'm really trying to say, Mr. Beautiful, have a beautiful Christmas day. What can I say? Have a beautiful Christmas day. Oh,
Throwback Thursdays.
But I just didn't know what to say.
Throwback Thursdays.
A mi casa pasa la noche buena, a cantar villancicos y a escuchar la parranda. Mi abuelito ya está puesto en tu de quincha, está muy bien arreglado. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Te invito a mi casa pasa la noche buena, a cantar villancicos y a escuchar la parranda. Mi abuelito ya está puesto en tu de quincha, está muy bien arreglado. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Oye lo que digo, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Todo lo que quiero, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Es que pasemos este tiempo muy contentos, vamos a celebrar. Cantando y bailando, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Abrazando, comiendo, bebiendo y estando, vamos a celebrar. Oye, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Mi casa está llena de todos mis parientes. No es nada curioso el vaivén de la gente. No necesitas avisarme, para ti todo ya está bien preparado. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Mi casa está llena de todos mis parientes. No es nada curioso el vaivén de la gente. No necesitas avisarme, para ti todo ya está bien preparado. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Oye lo que digo, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Todo lo que quiero, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Es que pasemos este tiempo muy contentos, vamos a celebrar. Cantando y bailando, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Abrazando, comiendo, bebiendo y estando, vamos a celebrar. Oye, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Si vienes a pasar este rato conmigo, no te vas a arrepentir, no, yo te lo aseguro. Hay comida muy sabrosa y como compañeros son mis rosa. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Si vienes a pasar este rato conmigo, no te vas a arrepentir, no, yo te lo aseguro. Hay comida muy sabrosa y como compañeros son mis rosa. Ven temprano mi amor, yo te espero. Ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Oye lo que digo, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Todo lo que quiero, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Es que pasemos este tiempo muy contentos, vamos a celebrar. Cantando y bailando, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Abrazando, comiendo, bebiendo y estando, vamos a celebrar. Oye, ya es Navidad, vamos a celebrar. Ya es Navidad.
Oh, this is Los Tocadores. Ya es Navidad.
Te espero con ansiedad. Ven a pasar esta Navidad, ven a pasar contigo. Mi amor, es Navidad. Te espero con ansiedad. Quiero pasar esta Navidad, quiero estar contigo. Oye lo que digo, ya es Navidad. Eres el que yo quiero, ya es Navidad. Vengo yo pidiendo y rogando, ya es Navidad. Sin ti juro que yo muero, ya es Navidad. Para ti mi amor yo suspiro, ya es Navidad. En mi casa yo te espero, ya es Navidad. Oye.
Throwback Thursdays.
auspices of the Mayor of Port of Spain, His Worship Chinua Aline, we present Baron's Infinity Concert, Sunday, November 3rd at the Winifred Atwell Auditorium, Queen's Hall. This show features Sugar Aloes, Gypsy, Tigress, Sherwayne Winchester, Calypso Princess, Dwayne O'Connor, Josiah O'Connor, Chuck Gordon, Halon Francis, Sheldon Reed, Rome, Zachary Ransom, Aaron Duncan, Ainsley King, Rondell Donowa, Lady Adana, The All Stars Band, Los Alumnos de San Juan, Massey Trinidad All Stars, and of course, the Baron.
I want that Spanish woman to marry me.
Baron. And also Calypso legend King Shortshirt from Antigua. All singers on the night will each perform a selection from the Baron. Your MCs Damian Melville and Sonny Bling. Limited advance tickets only $300. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office, the Trini Shop, Trin City Mall, Excellent City Center, QueensHallTT.com, and C3 Center in San Fernando. Also, you can get your tickets from Sherma at 755-2915, Delinda 723-4011. Infinity, the concert.
Nothing like the scent of clean clothes, freshly dried in the sun and the breeze.
You know, a long time in Tobago, we use the sun for everything. Preserving fruits, drying seeds, bleaching clothes white, and don't talk about the dry fish.
Granny, you're like an OG planet warrior, you know. Nowadays, the sun's energy is captured and stored into batteries to power so many things like torches, chargers, security lights, and so much more.
And don't forget the solar heating. My good looks can't survive any cold.
Solar power to the people.
Get ready for a night of unforgettable music and family vibes. On Sunday, November 18th, join Zayden and Tamika Darius live in concert at the Naparima Boys College starting at 5 p.m. This is Reflections, a concert experience like no other, showcasing the talent and energy of our mother-son duo, Zayden and Tamika Darius. Don't miss the magic of their incredible performances. Can't make it in person? No problem. Catch the concert pay-per-view on WACK.tv for just $15 US. For more information, call 493-9977 or 777-7597. That's 493-9977 or 777-7597. Don't miss out on this spectacular night. Reflections with Zayden and Tamika Darius live on November 3rd at the Naparima Boys College or pay-per-view online at WACK.tv.
First anniversary, Saturday the 2nd of November. The venue, the Field of Dreams, Clifton Hill Point 14, with music by Carl Joey Lewis Orchestra,
When they hear the music,
DJ Alpha B, DJ Gem Production, together with Stevie D. Come, let's celebrate a November to remember. Advance tickets, $100. By the door, $150. Tickets available at Sion's, San Fernando, Suddy's, and Clifton Hill Club, Point Fortin. It's gonna be a night to remember. Saturday the 2nd of November. Field of Dreams, first anniversary.
it's late in the evening, and I say yes. You look wonderful tonight.
This is one from Swallow, Joy from Heaven.
Always Christmas time when we celebrate. A feeling of joy spread over the land. Exchanging gift of love here and there we congregate. House to house to hearing nothing but harangue. A joy from heaven fill the hearts of men. Peace and goodwill to men enough. Shepherds in the field watching flocks by night and told us of our Savior's birth. Let your voices ring, hear the angels sing, glory, hallelujah, for the Savior. Christmas morn, a King is born, just to save this world from damnation. Gladly we commemorate style. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la.
So it's 2:20 p.m. I'll be out of here at 3 p.m. Desmond and Tony comes up next. I think I stay in Christmas, you know, all you. I need to get in the mood.
Frankincense and myrrh, and they found the baby lying in a manger. Wrapped his spotless bands in a bunch of his blood, just because there was no room in the inn. Born among some cows to a blessed virgin, truly he is the King of Kings. Let your voices ring, hear the angels sing, glory, hallelujah. For the Savior, Christmas morn, a King is born, just to save this world from damnation. Gladly we commemorate the birth of a child, and now we celebrate in foreign style. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la.
Throwback Thursdays.
And wax in spirit. Now he raising dead and healing his sick. With no place to rest his head, what was all he know? A perfect example mankind should follow. After 30 years, they nailed him to a cross. Take spear and pour a hole in his side. The third day he rose again, so the good book say, cause Mary found his tomb open wide. Let your voices ring, hear the angels sing, glory, hallelujah, for the Savior, Christmas morn, a King is born, just to save this world from damnation. Gladly we commemorate the birth of a child, and now we celebrate the barren style. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Broadcasting from the south side of Trinidad and Tobago, we are WACK Radio 90.1 FM, the true nation station. Throwback Thursdays.
Christmas time is the time for giving. We learned that from since we're small. But from year to year it's the same old thing. Santa's coming to call. We always ignore it or forget it. This we know it's true. So this coming Christmas, let's all make an effort, get a present for Santa too. Let's trade in the old sleigh and the reindeer for a big car with a chauffeur. Get a helicopter because everybody loves their old Santa Claus. Christmas is here and we all having fun. Santa brought presents for everyone, but he had to squeeze through a chimney for Nicholas. What a horrible place to pass. Why not open me your window or your front door so Santa could bring his gifts? I find that climbing on a up and coming through a chimney's a whole lot of stupidness. Move him from the North Pole, cause it's so cold. Give him an apartment with modern equipment. I made a butler. He deserved. Let us show our love to dear Santa Claus.